Welcome to the stream. Today on Honkai Star Rail, we continue the story on the Shianso we started last time. But first, let's learn of the Knights of Beauty, following the path of beauty, who we know for their beauty and their Knight of Beauty. If I win, please admit that Idrila the Beauty is the most beautiful of all, says Argenti, Knight of Beauty, who apparently had his voice lines reinstated for the previous two versions of the game where they were missing. Still don't know what was going on there. Among the legions of Idrila's followers, the most infatuated with classical beauty formed the Knights of Beauty. They ride their faithful and dexterous mounts and chant ancient beautiful songs as they fearlessly travel from planet to planet, extolling the name of Idrila to the beings of the universe. The Knights of Beauty are extremely self-disciplined. They stubbornly abide by an obsolete creed known as the Code of Chivalry, believing that only through a perfectly refined body, mind and spirit can they become truly worthy of worshipping Idrila. Despite their extraordinary strength, the major factions of the cosmos hold the Knights of Beauty in low regard. Warriors with only worship but little faith are but wastrels traversing the universe and cannot form a powerful force. Rumor has it that the Knights of Beauty do not believe in the fall of Idrila. They shuttle back and forth across the universe, their source of power still a mystery. Surely it's beauty. It has to be beauty. Even if it is not Idrila the Beauty, it is the belief in Idrila the Beauty that powers their beauty beautifully. Let us continue with less beautiful things. Go to the shackling prison.
What is your purpose for entering the seat of divine foresight?
I need to go to prison. Chances that the prison is beautiful? Not zero.
I'm really sorry about all this, but the testimony in the shackling prison won't take up much of your time. I'll call for a messenger to take you to the interrogation division. You just need to give your testimony, and then you can head back. So no need to worry.
I am worried if you say I don't need to worry.
As you wish, General.
Let's get going. Hi, Argenti. Weird, that. A place that looks strikingly familiar.
Everything is prepared for your arrival, and I am here to receive you. The judges at the interrogation division also know your purpose in coming. Meanwhile,
A little bit distracted by gaming, but okay. But yeah, this is a very familiar place. I guess this entrance is new. If both of you are ready, please follow me to the shackling prison.
The shackling prison. I didn't expect to be back here after all these years.
Don Hung.
Don't worry about me.
if you're ready, I'll open the gate for you.
Wait, is the shackling prison inside the Scale Gorge waterscape too?
Well, technically, the shackling prison is spread out across multiple delves, and the ancient sea is just where they overlap. Please, come on in, dear guests.
We're ready to go in. And now all the prisoners get out. They have been waiting for this very moment. Knowing this game, this door will never close again. All prisons that are underwater look the same to me.
What are you looking at?
Visitors, prisoners.
The shackling prison on the Luofu is completely different from the one on the Yaoqing. It's completely underwater.
I also see shackles. It is, as the name suggests.
Whether it's in the clouds or underwater, breaking free would still be a piece of cake for me.
Still thinking about your old jailbreak tricks, huh? Forget it. You're free now. Just don't do anything stupid, or the judges will throw you back in there and lock you up for a few hundred years.
Are you something like a jailbreak king?
You'll see me again in just a few days.
Taking Hule back to the Yaoqing means a lot to the Foxians on the ship, and to the General herself. So stay alert.
Guests, my name is Shui Yi, and I'm here on orders from the Incarceration Division of the Ten Lords Commission.
We're Jiao Cho and Moza. General Fei Xiao sent us to extradite the Borisin criminal Hule to the Yaoqing.
We do not
We're here
shake
to
hands
inspect
here.
the conditions of his imprisonment and make preparations for the handover and transportation. I assume you've been briefed, Your Honor.
We do not shake hands, we do only shackle hands. Sorry for the misunderstanding.
Your visit request has been approved. I'll be your guide for this trip. Prisoner Hule, the warhead and brood lord of the Borisin abominations of abundance and the arch-nemesis of the Foxians, is responsible for 2,123 wars of aggression and countless associated crimes.
That's a lot of wars.
Due to his heinous acts, he has been imprisoned in the depths of the shackling prison and subjected to the punishment of the Forest of Swords until the end of time. He shall never be pardoned.
No need to repeat his crimes and sentence, Your Honor. He is the greatest enemy of us Foxians. The stories of his atrocities are used to terrify our children. I'm well aware of every crime he's committed. Let's move on to the next step.
Sorry, but this is my role as a tour guide. I need to tell you everything that is on the tour.
When it comes to visiting criminals, there are rules in place to ensure your safety.
As I just said.
I know you've heard legends about Hule since you were children, but your knowledge about him is likely very limited. Only the judges of the Ten Lords Commission truly know what kind of abomination is locked up at the bottom of the shackling prison.
It's a big bad wolf.
It has been centuries since Jing Liu, the former sword champion of the Luofu, captured Hule. And during all those years, we never provided him with any food. Yet he somehow managed to stay alive. It defies all the documented physical characteristics of the Borisin. The Forest of Swords, forged by the Punishment Division, is a device of intense torment, used to execute sinful abominations. Most Borisin die within 3 days in the forest, but Hule is different. Every time the blades pierce him, his body instantly heals. Despite the brutal punishment, he somehow manages to survive.
Okay, it's a very bad big wolf.
The complex rules are there because of his abnormal characteristics. Do you understand now?
I apologize for any offense caused. Please continue, Your Honor.
I've given you the instructions regarding Hule's visitation. Please make sure you read them carefully.
We don't read in this world. Okay, I'm gonna read in this world. Remind us when visiting Hulei. Prisoner Hulei. Summary of crimes. The Borisin warhead, a denizen of abundance, accountable for numerous acts of invasion and associated with war crimes, accountable for the long-term enslavement of Foxians and utilizing their blood for alchemical purposes. Maybe on himself, making him live forever. Detention method. This prisoner must be subjected to the punishment of the Forest of Swords and never be pardoned. They must be transferred to different locations on a regular basis. Their shackles must be checked for sturdiness during the transfer, and the air filters in the new cell must be intact and functional. Why? If you are trying to starve him, why not try to suffocate him? Notes. 1. The confinement of this prisoner is the foundation of the alliance between the Xianzhou and the Foxians. Any individuals objecting to this sentence should be punished for sowing discord. 2. Anyone who contacts or converses with this prisoner must take poison-proof pellets or wear a breathing mask equipped with a filter cartridge to counteract the effects of lupitoxin. 3. The prisoner's place of detention must be changed on a yearly basis, and the new location must remain unknown to individuals below the rank of Cloud Knight Lieutenant or Judge. 4. Do not mention Jing Liu when conversing with this prisoner. It might make him sad.
And please, take this pellet before proceeding.
No, I'm not taking random medicine.
And you stay here.
Then you won't be allowed to visit Hulei.
Just swallow it already. Hulei is like all Borisin. He can release a pheromone called lupitoxin that induces fear. Thousands of years ago, we Foxians were enslaved by the Borisin. Not because we were naturally weaker, but because of their lupitoxin. This pill is for our own mental well-being.
I understand.
I knew you were a reasonable person. Now that we've taken the medicine, let's proceed.
Do you smell a wolf?
Your Honor.
What is it?
No. Never mind. Maybe I'm just imagining things. Let's keep moving.
I'm assuming our children have not yet relayed that there are wolves in sheep clothes around. As such.
Here we are. Her Honor hasn't arrived yet. Please wait a moment.
Which you mean? Talk to everybody. Look at everything. Touch everything.
Her Honor hasn't arrived yet.
This place... it's still as cold as it used to be.
They have not renewed the heating, I see. Are you okay, Danang?
Sorry. I was just reminiscing about some unpleasant memories.
Even if you can't escape your past, we are always here for you.
Thank you. It's all my fault that you were involved in the Xianzhou's problems. You shouldn't have to see the inside of the shackling prison. I'm so sorry.
It's fine, aside from the heating.
I wish I could show you the real sights of the Luofu.
I think you already have. Danhang gently pats your hand. For a second I thought he was patting my head. That would have been weird. Why can't they record our testimony outside the shackling prison?
The 6 charioteers might have more power over the rest of this Xianzhou ship. But here, in the shackling prison, it's the judges of the 10 Lords Commission who call the shots. The judges will use a complicated interrogation device called the Karmic Mirror. It accurately tracks every physiological change during questioning and records it. Therefore, the judgment made here will be sufficient to convince the other administrators of the Xianzhou. At least they won't attempt to challenge the conclusions. Perhaps that's why Fei Xiao insisted that we come here.
Since the judge isn't here yet, I'll just wander around a bit.
Okay. But watch your step. This place is not like the others.
Are there like holes? One big hole. Looking down, you see a honeycomb of densely packed prison cells, extending deep into the darkness beyond your view. You hazard a guess on the number of prisoners they are capable of holding here. 3,000? 30,000? 300,000? Wait, this may not even be the entire Shackling prison. This is only the beginning. You two are making me stuck. I mean, it doesn't look that big here. This is the way back. Eventually. I'm gonna steal this from prison. Nobody minds. It's not a crime. If they put it there, it's for me.
Her Honor hasn't arrived yet. Please wait a moment.
Okay, this is the way back. The jade abaci here glow with an unusual luminescence as they perform their calculations, possibly on the status of the prison cells or the security of each area.
Welcome, dear guests from the Express. Judge Hanya of the Interrogation Division. We've met before.
We have indeed. Are you and your sister the only judges here? They aren't. Miss Hanya.
Glad to meet you again. Please allow me to express my gratitude to you again for subduing the demons in the Fixtral Garden.
Looks like while March 7th and I were clueless, you already made many friends on the Xianzhou Luofu.
I tend to do that. Was all a lucky coincidence.
Even though you and I have met before, we can't show any favoritism under the 10 Lords. So, please do as I command as we head to Scrivener Hall and beyond. Don't do anything without my permission.
There's a treasure chest. Do I have permission to pick it up?
This is not a place for ordinary mortals. You and Mr. Danheng, please come with me.
Please lead the way, Your Honor.
Please let me activate the mechanism before we all move forward. And please, watch your steps.
Oh great, it's a moving prison. I'm gonna yoink this as well.
Be very careful and watch your step as you make your way through. The terrain inside the Shackling prison is treacherous. One wrong move, and you could end up plunging into the depths. And if you're really unlucky, you might be frozen solid or burned to a crisp before anyone can help you.
One or both?
Gee.
Gee, indeed.
But with your skills, I don't think you need to worry about that.
Yeah, I have an ability that makes me unable to fall off ledges. I keep the terrain so dangerous.
You're funny. This prison does contain many layers. We even brought in Videodora Icor line craftsmen to introduce the ingenuity of delve enchantment. What you're seeing now is just one part of the Shackling prison.
Is that true, Danheng? Why would she lie?
Perhaps. Judging from the appearance, much of the architecture in this prison has a Vidyadoran style. So, perhaps they did have a hand in building this place back then.
Well, the paths here serve as both passageways for the Ten Lords' Commission and barriers for the prisoners. Most prisoners locked up here have committed serious crimes violating the Xianzhou legal code, and many of them are denizens of abundance like Borisin, Huenum, and Wingweavers. To be honest, these abominations are pretty good at trying to break out.
Can you pronounce this again? Hunenim.
So, as long as the treacherous terrain here makes it harder for them to escape, the Ten Lords' Commission doesn't have any complaints. Please, come this way.
Please come this way. Immediately goes the other way. And takes everything she finds, as she is willing to do. Even more infuriating that she picks all this up and never reads it. She just has kleptomania. Might be the entrance or an entrance. This might be a puzzle cube. Why do you have a puzzle cube in here? Hexanexus Remake is the complete remake version of the Hexanexus. Select the device in the middle of the screen and you can stack cubes along the indicated direction. Every time you stack a cube, a resource cube is consumed. Stack cubes to alter the device's shape. When its shape matches with those shown on the plates on the two sides, the puzzle is solved. When stacking cubes on a non-designated spot, the plates on the two sides will show an error hint. Select Cancel or Reset to revert the stacking process. Rotate the screen to observe the device from multiple angles. Click the cube on the device to begin stacking. I see. Hex pass. We have passed the hex. Anya blocks your way forward. She has been entrusted with the important task of ensuring that you only explore areas she deems safe. Hey, you guys over there, you are not safe.
I heard the war dance is about to be held in the mortal world. I remember watching a sword duel at the war dance with my sister when we were young. The Cloud Knight, who was the Luofu's ringmaster, was an amazing swordsman, and their sword flashed like lightning. The Outworld Challenger had fiery red hair and a hand made of steel, which roared like thunder. They battled for a long time before a winner could be declared. Time sure flies. Now, both my sister and I are residents of the Netherworld, and we will never again feel the thrill of a competition. Are there a lot of people in Starskiff Haven due to the war dance?
Yeah, it's bustling.
Sounds amazing. It's a shame I'm too busy to attend. But even if I could, I'd probably just scare people off with my current appearance. Let's get going then.
Red-haired person with a hand of metal, you say? Couldn't be Luke, right? Why would he be here? Why would he have been here? Being careful. Just looking. Not gonna stop me, honey. Oh, because this thing is not activated. Look, you don't need to stop me.
It's freezing.
This place is filled with the cold air from the northern peak of the polar delve. Even the toughest long-life species would have a hard time enduring this.
My phone still works. Are you gonna up the difficulty? Not necessarily. I see. Whoa, this angles more than I thought. Okay, we can place 3 things, so we need to be more careful. I have been more careful. We have passed.
Is that all?
Apparently that's all.
Did you hear something just now?
Nah.
Let me check it out.
Was probably the wind. There is wind down here, right?
What an eyesore. This place is packed with boxes and crates.
I'll take the crates, thank you very much.
Looks good.
And I opened this
These
one.
crates. They look oddly familiar.
Isn't this where the weird robot wolf was inside last time?
A few days ago, the Spiritfarers received reports about an IPC transport ship that was attacked by Borison. Then, a bunch of those abominations were dumped into this place. I had a feeling there would be trouble during the war dance. But throwing both the pirates and the cargo in jail? That's a new one.
Mechs in those crates are no joke.
I heard the Intelligentsia Guild crafted something dangerous. We have many records in the Hall of Karma about these wise ones. They love to tinker with forbidden technologies, always trying to push the limits of Ingenia. I caught a glimpse of the mechs in those crates, and they bear a striking resemblance to Borison. I wonder what they're planning this time.
Upgrades. Better Borison.
Well, business first. Let's keep moving.
By which I mean worse Borison.
Strange. I don't remember checking the containment facilities a second time.
Watch out!
Emergency! All wardens prepare for action! Emergency! All wardens prepare for action!
Wardens are currently very sleepy. Please wait.
What's happening here? Why are these things moving on their own? Something is wrong. The guards aren't responding.
Bad news.
Existence is unity.
Dreams do come true.
I'll see you off.
The mood is set just right. Let the show begin.
You can't hurt me!
Receive divinity.
Motor function restored.
Eternal
He's going wild, just like a Borison.
Looks like we're on our own for this one.
It roars like a Borison and looks like a Borison.
The dead return!
Gets angry like a Borison. Maybe it is just a Borison.
Still the same old.
Every petal in life, all will be swept away by the wind.
Also, you used that terror grip thing, right? Or you were about to?
Some value, I suppose.
Hurt me by the order of the Ten Lords. Execute the Marastruck! No amnesty for the Marastruck.
Rhythm get messed up. Let's improvise.
You chose the wrong enemy.
Oh, that's the terror grip, I assume.
You could have surrendered.
Now it's too late for that.
Stay in step.
Terrified set in. Unable to move until the start of this unit's next turn. So even though they got broken, it didn't stop
Dreams do come true.
the terror grip.
The mood is set just let the show begin.
It's time.
There's more to life. Existence is unity.
Take your positions.
I'll see you off.
Do you admit this crime?
But how is this even possible? The Spiritfarers follow the protocols, cutting off power to the mechs and sealing the crates. How could these mechs still start moving?
It's just like what happened in the Artisanship Commission before. These goods went haywire and attacked everyone in sight.
Ingsha mentioned there was some kind of biological tissue inside the mechs.
The Alchemy Commission members examined them and found some unusual structures within. These things showing up in the Shackling prison can only mean one thing.
A prison break.
And whoever delivered these goods clearly wanted them to go through the Xianzhou's strict inspection process to show the Skyfaring Commission and Cloud Knights how dangerous they were. They wanted these mechs to end up right here in the Shackling prison.
If these things already started taking action while nobody was paying attention, then the whole prison is in trouble, I'm afraid. And to make things worse, another group of visitors just entered the depths of the shackling prison, the messengers from the Xianzhou Yaoqing. And the prisoner they came to visit might be the target whom these wolf-shaped mechs were delivered here for. If that vicious beast manages to break free, it will be a catastrophe for the Xianzhou Luofu.
Meanwhile,
here we are.
Have we arrived already, Your Honor? Shouldn't there be a cage here?
The most notorious felons are locked away in the solitary delves, deep down in the prison. Those delves can't be opened without proper authorization. The blue bird paves the path, and the Stygian lanterns illuminate it. Help me light up these lanterns, and the way to the bottom of the shackling prison will reveal itself.
Are you also cold? At least you have something to warm yourself, I
I've given
guess.
you the diagrams for lighting the lanterns. Please take a look.
The markings on the stone indicate the order in which the Stygian lanterns need to be lit, from the bottom to the top. So straight, then along the wall. Okay.
It's better to use your brain and save your strength.
That's a nice key you had. It's a nice staircase you had. When a key in the shape of a colossal sky-bearing column slots into the keyhole, it unlocks the path to the shackling prison crypts, where criminals of high severity are held in subdued captivity. That was the nether key, the key that keeps felons locked away behind the ultimate gate. Sorry, Lee, but you will never get this chest.
The path is open. Once we descend to the bottom of the prison, please do not do anything reckless.
I would never.
Inside the delve, behind this door, is the greatest enemy of the Foxians, Hule.
It looks like a boss door. Don't know. Just getting the feeling.
According to custom, envoys from the Yaoqing visit the Xianzhou Luofu once every century to check on this abomination's imprisonment and condition. Even though the Ten Lords Commission sentenced Hule to the Forest of Swords, suffering every day for the rest of his life, I understand that the Yaoqing messengers want to see him dead. Unfortunately, For the past 7 centuries, they've had to return disappointed. Because this beast simply can't be killed.
If we can use his toxin to create medicine and save an innocent life, it might help balance out some of the sins he's committed. Could you be the key to a cure for the General? Hulei.
So that's your plan. I see. Risky move, Doctor.
And once again, the envoys of the Yao Qing will leave disappointed. However, I won't say the same for me and my brothers.
Weird, I didn't trust you to begin with.
Who's there?
I'm just a humble counselor of the Rhino Hound Pack. You can call me Mock Talk.
Wardens, intruders on the lowest level. Send reinforcements.
Nobody will hear you here, at the bottom of the shackling prison.
Connection's pretty low down here.
Thank you for opening up the prison for us, Your Honor. We'll take it from here.
No wonder I kept smelling that familiar stench. So it wasn't just my imagination. Do your thing, Morza.
We mustn't let these abominations get any closer! Detestable things. There are too many of them.
Once we were inside the shackling prison, we found soldiers available for us everywhere.
Just by mere coincidence, I have one of the correct team members, but also we get a story. Chao Chiu? I don't know.
Let the enemy strike first, and then take them by surprise.
Scorch Onslaught deals fire damage to a single enemy and minor fire damage to adjacent targets, with a high chance to inflict 1 stack of Ashen Roast on the primary target.
By the order of the 10 Lords,
In a second.
execute the Marastruck!
Let's add more seasoning.
Did the rhythm get messed up? Let's improvise.
Eternal sleep is not the end. The dead will return!
No amnesty for the Marastruck.
Time to settle your accounts.
Do you admit this crime?
Heartfire just deals fire
Needs a little
damage.
more heat.
Hierograph Arcanum sets the number of Ashen Rose stacks on enemy targets to the highest number of Ashen Rose stacks present on the battlefield. Then activates a zone and deals fire damage to all enemies. While inside the zone, enemy targets receive increased ultimate damage, chance of being inflicted with 1 stack of Ashen Rose when taking action.
I'm honored by your presence. Since you're already here, why not have a meal before the leave?
I suggest you surrender now. Of course, I'll still kill you all. But I promise it'll be swift.
This flower? Bloom. That which is seized must be repaid.
All the fields on the floor.
Catch up. Dreams do come true.
Time to settle
The
your
mood is set
accounts.
just right. Let the show begin!
Oh. Was it always crossed out like this? I don't have skill points. Maybe.
Eternal
Anyways,
sleep
these
is
guys
not
are
the
supposed to
end.
take increased ultimate damage.
Will return.
Too bad we don't have a lot of characters that have damaging ultimates.
What if it hurt? You could have surrendered.
And now they are angry.
By the order of the Ten Lords, execute the Marastruck! No amnesty for the Marastruck.
Take your positions. Let's improvise.
How presumptuous. Die now!
Leave if you can, Yosa.
It's not time yet.
I'm honored by your presence. Since you're already here, why not have a meal before the
Nothing major.
It's time.
Better to make no move than turn up the heat.
Dreams do come true.
Receive divinity. Eternal sleep is not the end. The dead will return. That which is seized must be repaid.
That's getting close there. In the damage department.
By the order of the Ten Lords, execute the Marastruck!
Less close now.
No amnesty for the Marastruck.
Let the enemy strike first, and then...
Stay in step. Let's improvise.
Time to settle your accounts.
The mood is set just right. Let the show begin!
Better to make no move than...
Take your positions. Dreams do come true.
Guard the gate! They can't be allowed in!
long time. Boy, welcome back.
I hope Shuo Yi has some spare bodies.
Has your verdant home spun around since our last hunt? Duran's whelp, tell me your name.
Because if not, then the Xianzhou is getting quite deadly for our friends. Also, so much text above your text.
Oh, great Hule, nemesis of the Foxians, and the hunter of all beings. I'm Moktok, a humble counselor of the Rhino Hound Pack. I am only one insignificant heir spawned from your bloodline. It's been at least 7 centuries since you led our pack through the hunting grounds of the stars. I'm thrilled to see that you are as cunning and skillful as ever.
7 centuries. 7 centuries have passed. But why have Duran's whelps grown to look like this? Tell me, Moktok, why have you grown to resemble our most despicable slaves and enemies, the Foxians?
I've been commanded to release you from this cursed prison. It is Senjaya's will. That's why I had to take a magic pill, don the skin of a lowly beast, and play along with their hypocrisy.
Since you have an escape plan, tell me, what's our next move to get off of this ridiculously large ship?
My brothers and I will lock down this prison, trapping the prison guards inside. This will buy us some time. The rest of my crew, who are undercover like me, will secure the vessels for our escape. According to the plan, we only have a tight 2-hour window to get out of here. Originally, I intended to carry out the plan tomorrow, but they're planning to transfer you to the Xianzhou Yaoqing now. So I seized this opportunity to set you free.
What a reckless plan, you idiot! Even if we manage to get the ships, our chances of escaping are slimmer than a Foxian slipping through my claws.
I'm kinda glad that he is being realistic about this. He's not necessarily instantly happy about being out of this room.
But we have no other choice. The angel serving under the Master of Immortality sent me with a message. Only your return will end the prolonged divisions among the Borisin. Every one of my crew is ready to lay down their lives if it means setting you free.
A sneaky weakling like you is actually showing some reckless bravery with this plan. Fine. You'll get what you want. And all of Duran's whelps will too.
So during the cutscene, our friend here was just looking back as 2 wolves ran into the door. And now you're just standing here.
Well then, my lord, we should leave now.
Never trust a fox. Especially if they are keen on medicine, I guess.
Before we go, give me one of those magic pills.
My lord, do you seriously want to don the skin of a lowly beast? That would be a disgrace to your greatness, my lord.
But if I don't, I won't be able to pass through the tiny doors.
You idiot. Greatness means nothing without freedom. Once I get out, I'll need a disguise that won't raise any suspicion.
As you wish, my lord.
Is that Foxian slave my meal?
No, he's an envoy from the Xianzhou Yaoqing. I plead you to endure him a bit, my lord, as he's more valuable as a hostage. Take him, guys. Time to move out.
Okay, maybe he has not betrayed us. Just yet. Maybe in a moment.
Madam Hanya, the wardens in all areas are regrouping. Those Ingenium enemies are wandering around and causing heavy casualties.
Oh good, some people are not asleep.
And to make things worse, those iron wolves broke open the cages and let the criminals out. We've called for backup, but it seems like all communication is jammed.
Let's preserve our strength and first take down the isolated prisoners. By decree of the 10 Lords, all prison breakers and intruders shall be apprehended, dead or alive.
Just a short time ago, the nether key mechanism was activated. It was probably Madame Shui and the Yaoqing messengers, heading to the bottom of the prison. Given the situation, I'm afraid that area is exactly where our enemies are targeting.
We mustn't let that vile beast escape from its cage.
Too late.
We've gathered all the prison guards who can still fight, and we'll split up and secure each floor.
Go!
Those intruders are quite bold. They must have been planning this for quite a while.
Indeed, but Borisin tend to favor direct and aggressive approaches. Crafting careful and precise plans like this is simply not their style.
I mean, they might be being led by someone or something.
Let's focus on the current situation right now. Please help me.
Like I said, wherever we go, we always end up in trouble.
What's the fastest way to the bottom of this prison, Miss Hanya? If we don't get there quickly, we'll soon be outnumbered by all the enemies inside.
We'll have to bend the rules. Please, follow me.
Prisoners must remain in place and obey the
By decree of the 10 Lords, all prison breakers and intruders shall be apprehended, dead or alive.
Yes, ma'am!
But hey, we get some music! With the flow of mortality, this life and body shall rot and descend into hell. The prison gates stand desolate, a pallid light flickers within.
Noise.
Noise. Always so noise. Large pieces of metal scraps are strewn all over the floor. You can't put your finger on it, but you are certain that this thing is still alive. Bionic tissues are relentlessly regenerating beneath the exoskeleton. Oh good. Are we gonna tell that to anyone?
Hold your position here.
Yes, ma'am.
We need a few tools if we want to reach the bottom quickly. Follow me to the next floor. The path is cut off. Someone must have altered the mechanism. No matter. It'll just require a bit more work to get through.
And now comes the puzzle of the spinning prison. What are you here for? We won't know.
Some Spiritfarers occasionally use ingenia from the Artisanship Commission to navigate the treacherous terrain here. Normally, using devices like the shifting screen is strictly... But, given the urgency of the situation, let's just ignore the usual regulations. Normally, using devices like the shifting screen is strictly forbidden, as they could help prisoners escape. But, given the urgency of the situation, let's just ignore the usual regulations.
Well, we got down here real quick. Oh, looks like everyone's fine down
The nether key
here.
has been activated. I hope we're not too late. Hang in there, sister.
Sister could be doing better.
Looks like there was a fierce battle here not long ago.
The gate to the prison delve is wide open. Hulei has managed to break free. Where are the Yaoqing messengers? And where's my sister? Are they still alive?
There's a piece of scrap metal over there in the counter.
Let's look around. Maybe we'll find some clues.
Also treasure. In the suffocating empty darkness, an air of deadly stillness lingers about the gates, the cage that once confined Hulei, chilling all who gaze upon it to the marrow. The cage should have been virtually impossible to break out of, yet even it had failed to trap the savage beast for long. Only a few centuries. Where did he throw her? You can clearly tell that the warden was serving her duty in an intense battle when she died. Reset the mask over her face and pray for her heroic soul to rest in peace. Sharp fangs grew unchecked along the deceased protruded lower jaw, bearing an uncanny resemblance to the other Borisin corpses. You begin to see why the Borisin could easily infiltrate the lower levels of the Shackling prison. They not only shapeshifted into the Cloud Knights, but into Foxians too. This warden fought to her death, and her weapons nowhere to be seen. She must have lost it somewhere in the prison. Oh, there she is.
Yi is here.
Miss Shui briefly sacrificed herself. My condolences, Miss Hanya.
Condolences. Well, that's unnecessary. You misunderstand. Thanks to the Ten Lords' blessing, my sister turned into an Ingenium centuries ago. Dying and returning as just a soul to the Hall of Karma's document office has become a routine for her.
Ah, okay. So this is just Tuesday to her.
While I'm not keen on seeing her throw away her body like it's some replaceable part, but... By the way, have you seen bodies that might be the Yaoqing messengers? One of them is a Foxian wearing exquisite clothes, and the other wears a dark cloak, like a fugitive.
Nope.
No. I haven't found any Foxian bodies. Only Borisin ones.
So, the intruders and Hule are holding the Yaoqing messengers hostage. This is the worst situation. With hostages in their grasp, the prison guards can't do anything about the prisoners. If anything happens to the messengers, the relationship between the Yaoqing and the Luofu could be irreversibly damaged. We must rescue the messengers, get out of here, and spread the news. We mustn't give up as long as there's a glimmer of hope.
I wonder if they're also letting out other prisoners while they're leaving. It would serve a good distraction, I feel.
What have you found, Miss Hanya?
What the heck?
Reconstruct.
Sure Yi, are you a bird now?
It's my sister. Looks like her soul hasn't returned to the Hall of Karma yet. At such a critical moment, her death can give us information that we can turn into an advantage. Let me see. The damage isn't too bad. If I can fix it up, my sister will have a temporary body.
By which you mean I have to fix it.
Hanya, I'm back.
Welcome back, sister. I don't know what kind of expression I should have at a time like this. Happy? Tears of joy? Forget it. I'm used to you coming back in all sorts of forms.
A side respect. Your new form is kind of cute.
Now is not the time for jokes. This side crane can't hold all of me.
Sister, what did you see when you were killed?
One of the Yaoqing messengers escaped, and the other one was taken hostage and brought upwards?
Besides the Borisin, there were other intruders. Invisible.
Invisible intruders? What does that even mean? How many conspiracies are tangled up in this mess? Do me a favor, sister. The intruders have cut off all communication between inside and outside the prison. And now you're the only person, the only bird, who can slip out undetected. Make sure you deliver the news to the outside world.
I understand. Please be careful, sister. You are different from me.
Time is running out, Miss Hanya. If we keep delaying, those Borisin will escape from the prison.
All right. If we happen to come across that Yaoqing messenger who got away... No. Stopping Hule should probably be our top priority.
Hey, we are allowed to go to the puzzle cube now. Maybe. She doesn't stop us. If this guy doesn't stop us. I see, that's what you meant with invisible enemies.
Existence is unity. All will be swept away by the wind.
Let's improvise.
Receive divinity. The dead return!
Execute the Marastruck!
Dreams do come true. Let the show begin. Let's improvise.
Now, let me puzzle in peace. This should be easy. I see. Yep.
So that's how it works. Looks good.
Well, seems there's nothing else here.
Wait! Something feels off. Something's approaching us.
Also, we are in the warm part now. It feels like there might be lava around.
The invisible intruders?
Yep, the invisible intruders.
These abominations aren't prisoners from this prison.
Dreams do come true.
The dead return!
Still the same old.
All will be swept away by the wind.
No, you missed the Marastruck!
Let the show begin.
Execute the Marastruck!
There's more to life.
These invisible guys aren't actually new enemies, I think. They're just invisible Marastruck, but in battle they seem the
Prison
same.
management on the Lawfu is truly concerning.
Mose!
Who are you?
Aren't you looking for me? The dead return!
Eternal. All will be swept away by the wind.
Dreams do come true. Let the show begin.
Oh, what if it hurt?
Bloom.
Execute the Marastruck! No, you missed the Marastruck!
Receive divinity. Repay. The dead return!
Stay away!
All will be swept away by the wind.
Let's improvise.
Oh, what if it hurt?
Bloom.
Existence is unity.
This version of these enemies is not the best for my team to fight, because I don't have any of their weaknesses around.
The dead return!
Maybe I should change that, but they are still winning. So.
Just focus on the fight.
What if it hurt?
Immortality means forever.
Let the show begin!
No air mystic the Marstruck.
Let's improvise. Don't catch up.
Receive divinity.
A miracle.
All will be swept away by the wind.
Dreams do come true.
Bloom. Repay. The dead return!
No air mystic the Marstruck.
Execute the Marastruck!
Marastruck, Marastruck.
Let the show begin.
Eternal. All will be swept away by the wind.
Super break damage sure does a lot when it triggers.
Let's improvise.
The dead return!
Reach the end of the story in your own way.
So you say. Yeah, that's lava. Let's be careful around this. By which I mean play more puzzles. Or, oh, that makes it easy.
So that's how it works.
That's how it works indeed.
Is that all?
Hey, Moose. The man seems to materialize from the shadowy corners of the prison, as if he could vanish into thin air at any moment. The fugitive wearing a dark cloak, spoken of by Hanya, now stands before you. His face is devoid of any expression, cold and indifferent, yet inexplicably you could decipher this expressionless facade as if it whispered, "You are finally here."
The prison management on the Lawfu is truly concerning.
Hey, you are the Yao Qing messenger who fled.
I prefer to be called the Yao Qing messenger who strategically retreated.
Well, sure. However you want to put it.
At least 2 different groups of intruders infiltrated here. The Wolf Cubs and these Mara-struck soldiers. Their hiding technique, it's pretty similar to the Wind Mantle technique used by the Vidyadhara serving Kailorum Venti on the Yao Qing. What do you think? Well, never mind if you don't have any clues. Now is not the time to exchange assassination techniques. I'm Waza. My friend fell into the clutches of that wolf. I was planning to escape and report back as quickly as possible. Now it seems. Prison on the Lawfu is a real maze, I must admit.
Thank you for your help, Mr. Moza. We'll do our best to ensure your friend's safety.
No, you can do nothing for him now. And you shouldn't be focusing on his safety at the moment.
But isn't he your friend?
Your friend is in Hulei's clutches and you're just going to leave him behind?
Look, I'm the Yao Qing General's guard, not his. I've seen how that giant wolf fights, and there's no way. Trying to save my friend will only get us killed. I don't know how you think, but I won't throw my life away for a lost cause. Listen up. I've been tracking these fugitives, and I know their next move. They're planning to seal off the entire prison to keep the outside world in the dark. The worst case scenario, we are all killed by that giant wolf, and the shackling prison is sealed off. No one will know about us or about their escape until it's too late. And the best case scenario...
Best case, we both get trapped. We trap them inside this prison.
No, we won't be able to. We're one step behind them. The best case scenario would be we seal the gates and trap the enemy inside with us. We can't let that monstrous wolf escape.
Oh, okay. So that is the best case.
Hopefully, someone will eventually notice that something is off and come to help. As for whether we'll still be alive by then, it's not something we should think about.
You sure have a way of comforting people, Mr. Mortzer.
As a person of the Yaoqing, I've always searched for something meaningful to give my life to.
I have to make it out alive. My companions are waiting for me.
As a netherworld dweller, I've already died once.
Are we really out of options?
None of you are part of the Ten Lords' commission, so sacrificing yourselves isn't the right move. As a judge, it's my responsibility to guard this prison, and if someone should step up to stop Hule from escaping, it should be me, not you. Once we reach the gate, I hope you'll help me seal it. After that, I'll do everything I can to fight the Borisin, and you find a safe place to hide and wait for reinforcements. Now, let's proceed upward.
But the sight of treasure. And these guys can't look behind them. I see you. I see you too. And you. Your invisibility is not as invisible as you think it is.
We must seal the entrance before the Borisin fugitives get out.
I feel like this is gonna be a pain to 100% all the treasure chests in the future.
The prison wardens and mechanisms won't be able to hold them for long. Follow me.
So I'm not too worried about leaving something behind right now.
We're almost there. The gate is just ahead.
Well, won't sneak around those two, I guess.
I will hold them back. Don't let Hule escape.
I underestimated you.
Existence is unity. Let's improvise.
You can't hurt me. Execute the Marastruck! No one missed the Marastruck.
Nothing. Move. The dead return!
Let the show begin!
All will be swept away by the wind.
Dreams do come true. Let's improvise.
I'm glad that auto battle can just handle these fights.
Dreams do come true.
Execute the Murstruck!
They sure would take a lot longer.
Let the show begin.
That was not the case.
Reach the end of the story in your own way.
Vision 0. You're also good at your job.
This brings back such familiar memories. Memories of chasing, gnawing and tearing. Oh, they're back. They're back. They've all come back.
My lord, we're just one step away from freedom. As we pass through the gate, no one will be able to stop us.
So this hostage is useless now. Kill him, Moktok.
He's getting away. Do something, Jiao. It's just like the old days, you useless loser. Just do something!
Maybe this Yao Qing messenger can strike a deal in exchange for his life. He can use his status to help us escape from the Xianzhou. What do you think, Mr. Jiaozhou?
Moktok, are you trying to help him? Or what's going on?
Oh, just look at you. Fallen so low during my absence. You're even negotiating with livestock. As far as I recall, no one from the Yao Qing would ever consider a deal with Duran's offspring.
I've got to make this beast stay here, whether it's for the sake of Fei Xiao or the Yao Qing. Deal. I certainly have more value alive. My identity, my knowledge of the Xianzhou, and my understanding of many things that your minions have no knowledge of. They'll all be valuable.
Lowly beast. Muster up that pitiful tongue of yours and plead for what remains of your life. Speak up.
I'm afraid you're unaware. The woman who defeated you, Jing Liu, she has recently returned to the Luofu.
Rule number 4. Never speak that name.
Your opportunity for revenge is right in front of you.
You're gonna make him cry.
My lord, this slave is talking nonsense. I've never heard anything about this. May I just kill him now?
Silence, Moktok. And you, slave. From now on, you'll stay by my side. You'll only speak and move when I allow you to. Otherwise, I'll dismember you From head to tail, inch by inch. Got it?
Shouldn't you start from the other end to make it last longer?
But my lord...
We must stay here for some time, Moktok. Fear not. Because once I step out of the prison, it's the people of the Xianzhou who should tremble in fear. I'll show them what true calamity means. Now, Duran's whelps, follow me! Prison guards, stop them! For our great Lord Hule!
Prisoners must remain in place and obey the guard. Those who fail to comply will face severe punishment, serving as an example to others.
It's a slalom, but I'm doing it.
Report! After we lost contact with the shackling prison, we received a message from a Psycrane. The prisoners have revolted, and the criminal Hule is nowhere to be found!
What about the Yaoqing messengers and the Nameless?
No news at the moment. We're trying to restore contact with the shackling prison as soon as possible.
I see. You're dismissed. General Jing Yuan, General Hua Yan. It's just as we suspected. The rise of the Ambrosial Arbor was not the end of things, but the beginning. The hand of the Ruined Legion has already sown the seeds of destruction. From this moment on, the Xianzhou Alliance will face an even greater challenge, from both the abominations of abundance and the destruction itself. If this is what they want, I'm always up for a challenge. As the Marshal Special Envoy, I'll dispatch the Lawfu Cloud Knights to pursue Hule myself.
Looks like the hidden dregs have finally come to the surface. And as I said before, it's time to wash them away, once and for all.
Yes, that is the story. Oh, are we cliffhangering?
It's still early. Where to now?
Stay tuned to find out what happens next in the upcoming installment. We are cliffhangering. And get more music.
Nice.
The bone-piercing wail echoes as blood wrenches souls. Dust flies in fury as wolves gallop with fleetness. And the passage of days evaporates the remaining time of a man, and life's boundless suffering spills forth like an unending tide. Time to hunt. Hex Club. Hex Passes. Since you've already collected a certain amount of Hex Passes, we would like to invite you to participate in a feedback questionnaire regarding any suggestions you have to bring the Hex and Nexus remake better. Hope you will be as honest with us as possible. Your answer will not be revealed to any third party. Thank you for supporting the Hexanexus Secret Society. Have you noticed that you have already obtained Hexa Passes? Yes. Have you played a Hex and Nexus before? Yes. Do you know what Hex and Nexus Remake is? I know. How do you find Hex and Nexus Remake's difficulty level? Very easy. Do you have any additional questions or suggestions for Hex and Nexus Remake? Why make a sequel? Of course, it's because Hex and Nexus is #1 in the world. Okay, I know you have a lot of questions. You have collected 3 Hex passes. I will contact you again when you collect 6. Thank you for participating in our feedback questionnaire. Please continue to support Hex and Nexus Remake. What? Dreamflux Reef? Grim Film of Finality? Am I supposed to do that right now? I mean, I'll check. But why are you sending me to Penacony?
It's still early. Where to now?
Hello, Miss Lee. Did I catch you at a good time? I'm developing a new collaborative project for a humble store. Psychoanalysis chart suggests that you may be interested in this. Another dreamscape? I'm not here to promote my products this time, but to discuss a collaboration. My store will be launching several thrilling dream bubbles. We are tentatively calling it the Apocalyptic Shadow series. The selling point of the series is to place the user in the middle of an apocalypse and have them personally feel the despair of watching on helplessly as the world collapses. Why would I want to feel despair? Despair? That's the selling point? You may not know this, but being in a happy and harmonious environment for too long can numb one's spirit, and soon nothing will be able to evoke joy anymore. This is where we come in. Offer a small stimulus of sorts. My secret partner hopes that you, dear Miss Lee, can help to give her a little push in this. If you can make the mass production and serialization of the Apocalyptic Shadow series a reality, you can be sure that you will be offered generous rewards as a recompense. Who is her? I'd love to answer you, but I'm not privy to that information. She has the right to keep trade secrets, well, a secret, and I understand and respect it. To meet with her to discuss the details of our collaboration when you have the time. From what I know, she should be in a city chiseled out of the primordial dreamscape now. Is it Runmei? It's the only person that sounds... No? Okay. That's not Runmei. That's... spooky. The unknown forms are captivating, and the elusive shadows dance gracefully. Everything shall be reborn in the name of destruction. At the moment of finality, and atop the finality's cliff. Who the heck are you? I seek the traces of finality. You can call me Elegy. Finally, you are here, Miss Lee, the one who looked at the apocalypse in the eye. I've been waiting for you for a long time. The puppet wearing a black veil over her face doesn't move, yet you somehow feel that she gave you a small curtsy. Why? You know me? I've known you for longer than you can imagine, Miss Lee. I come from your finality in search of the shapeless prince. You're here for those apocalyptic shadows, right? Do you make dream bubbles for Dr. Edward? Can see it that way, but Dr. Edward and I have different destinations. We only complete each other's needs where time intersects. I travel between civilizations at the moment of their obliteration and track down intelligence from countless annihilated worlds. As for Dr. Edward, he attaches more importance to the commercial value of these traces. Are you a mourning actor? You sure look like you are in mourning. No, I'm not mourning the worlds that are already destroyed, but the future that is destined to reach to finality. Seeking traces of finality, that is the calling of us greed exequies. Miss Lee, memory is the breeding ground of dreams. Behind each of the many do or die battles you have experienced lies a potential finality. The traces of finality can probably be found therein. I'll reward you generously for your help. Would you be willing to share your past dreams with me? Nah, I've got better stuff to do. What should I do? Please close your eyes and let me help you with the backtracking to see finality's projection. What is this? Because I had, in fact, things planned if the story didn't last much longer. Apocalyptic Shadow. Apocalyptic Shadow is a series of high difficulty challenge stages that are refreshed periodically. Okay, this is not something we need to do. In Apocalyptic Shadow, Trailblazers must face projections of finality and defeat bosses they have faced before. These formidable foe materializations will have slight differences between them and regular enemy bosses. Trailblazers can check out the details by reading about the enemy's traits when the battle begins. Each period of Apocalyptic Shadow is updated with unique ruinous embers, and there will be different stages effects during combat. You are not letting me escape anymore. You're letting me escape. Okay. Apocalyptic Shadow unlocked. Thanks. This is a challenge thing that I don't need to do on stream. There is more fun things to do on stream. In fact, we have choices. And I'm assuming I'll probably start one and then do the rest of that as well as the third thing next time. Saga of Primaveral Blade. The Warden's ceremony is approaching, and March 7th has been invited to become Yan Qing and Yun Li's apprentice in swordplay. As her assistant, you will plan swordplay sessions to help her achieve victory in the eventual duel with swordplay. That sounds more fun. Let us revisit a time when March 7th received a gift from her two young mentors. Accepting the pair of swords made her soar with anticipation as she imagined herself becoming a chivalrous swordmaster, much like those depicted in Immersia. How about taking this opportunity to follow March 7th on her journey to mastering swordplay? Let us do exactly that.
It's still early. Where to now?
Back to the garden. Turning back the clock.
All right. Now that you're in position, Miss March, let's get this lesson started.
I'm not good at acting all master-like. Since Grandpa asked me to teach you swordplay, I won't hold back any secrets.
Oh, thank you so much, Masters! Oh, wait. Does this mean our training is only officially starting right now?
After all, We need to watch you practice for a few days before we can figure out how talented you are, right?
So, how'd I do, Master?
You're definitely talented, Miss March.
Hey, here you are. Did you hear that? These two masters just called me a swordplay genius.
Sure you are, March. That's our March.
Just wait until I go back. Everyone's going to be so wowed by my new skills.
Swordplay requires rigorous training. Before we start, Miss March, you need to find a clear reason to keep you motivated while you train. It doesn't have to be something huge, but it needs to be clear.
In other words, even though you didn't exactly choose to be our apprentice, you still need to take the initiative during this learning process.
I once had the honor of learning swordplay from a master. She asked me why I started training at such a young age, why I wielded a sword. So, for our first lesson, I'd like to ask you the same question. Miss March, why do you wield your sword?
Why do I wield my sword? I wield my sword to take down my enemies. I mean, what other reason is there?
Because it looks fancy.
I also questioned that sword master about why she uses her sword, and she said, to vanquish my enemies, nothing more. Miss March, you gave a similar response, which shows you've got potential.
You just want to defeat your enemies. You can stick to your bow.
The best way to take down your enemy is with a blaster gun. I heard a hero say something like that in an immersia. He also mentioned that sword training can push a person's physical abilities to their ultimate limit.
Seems like you've seen your fair share of immersion, Miss March. But if you want my opinion, if your goal is self-improvement, you'll feel just as accomplished even if you put down the sword and go back to your bow.
Oh, come on. Don't listen to his empty talk.
Oh? Now I'm curious to hear what Master Yun Li has to say.
Let me ask you something, March. Do you have any specific goals for learning swordplay? Like achieving a certain ranking in the war dance, or maybe you want to defeat someone, like Yanqing, or me?
Who do I want to defeat? Her? Dan Heng? Himeko? Or Mr. Yang?
If you can't think of anyone specific, why not set a simpler goal? Like, how many opponents do you want to defeat at once with a sword?
I'll fight 10!
10?
Oops, that just slipped out. It's actually another line from an immersia.
Being 5 enemies on the other side of the battlefield is the limit. Lee with the game mechanics.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
What about shooting swords from your bow? That... nobody would do that.
I think I figured out what's motivated March to learn swordplay.
Could it possibly be immersia about sword masters?
Hey, now that you mention it, that actually makes sense. I'm super interested in Xianzhou immersia and novels. Even though I use a bow, almost all the great heroes in those immersia use swords. So I want to be a sword master too.
See?
Sounds like a great reason to stay motivated.
You agree, right? I mean, who wouldn't want to be a sword master?
Becoming a sword master who fights for justice and battles evil? Well, that's definitely a good reason to keep you motivated in swordplay training.
Now that you've both given your approval, I have another small request. I want to perform a tea ceremony to honor you as my masters. Remember, you'll need to tap the table a few times with your fingers.
Tea ceremony? Tap the table? Do we have to be so serious about accepting an apprentice for the first time?
Please? That's how those heroes in the Immersia show their respect.
Let's just play along with her tea ceremony thing.
Play along?
Let's just stop wasting time. Just treat us to some milk tea. And then we can start our real swordplay training, okay?
Yeah! Alright, let's go. To the Sleepless Earl.
Those are Yanqing's unhappy sounds. Oh. Getting lost on the streets already.
I'm planning on quitting my job.
Hey, this is not how it's supposed to be, right? The Xianzhou is known for its tea culture and hospitality, but you're not treating me like a guest at all. Seriously, am I not a guest?
Scott, why? Why do you always get into trouble?
Dear guest.
Stop! Don't call me a guest. You're not even treating me as one. I want my tea just right. Not too hot, not too cold, but the tea you served was either freezing or scalding. Is this how you treat your guest on the Xianzhou? How fantastic!
Do you need another debate?
Your tea tastes like slop, and you even have the nerve to charge me for it! Are you trying to scam honest folks? And that name, the Sleepless Earl, it's so hard to remember. How about we give you a new plaque that says Xianzhou Slop? It suits this place better, don't you think?
Can we just throw him off the ship? Why is it this guy again? Let's just give him a good beating.
Stop! You've gone too far.
Oh, who's that trying to be a hero?
It's me, March 7th. Cause more trouble and I'll show you who your mommy is. Wait, that sounded lame. Hey, say something for me.
She is March 7th, the sword champion of the Astral Express.
That's right! I'm the sword champion!
Never heard of you. Now scurry back to wherever you crawled out from.
Mr. Scott, I'm Yanqing, a Cloud Knight lieutenant. We've met before, and I suggest you stop causing trouble.
Trouble? Ha! I'm just giving some feedback as a regular customer. The tea here is terrible, and now the Cloud Knights want to stop me from complaining about it? At this rate, who would want to ever come here for tea in the future?
A regular customer? You?
Yeah, what else would I be? The Xianzhou's prisoner?
Sounds like it.
Anyway, if you're trying to bully this young lady, you'd better watch out for the weapon in my hand.
I have a feeling that's not a young lady.
Huh? Oh, that really scares me. Come on, you're not seriously trying to take my life with that piece of scrap metal, are you?
Scrap metal? This is my sword! I'm here to learn Xianzhou swordplay.
Swordplay? Oh, I get it now. It's just another kind of play, right? That explains why you're dressed like you're in a show. You're not even from the Xianzhou, so why bother learning their swordplay? If you're feeling unsafe, I can sell you an IPC mech.
Ha! As if anyone wants your junkyard scrap mechs!
March 7th can cut through your mechs with a single slash.
Oh, how marvelous! How about you show me then? Well, guess it's time to show these bumpkins something serious.
Just a reminder, IPC members, street fighting on the Xianzhou Lafu is prohibited.
Make any funny moves, and I'll smash that scrap metal.
Hey, relax. I know the rules. These are my subordinates. They got stuck here because of the transport ship incident, and they need to vent their frustration. In the end, it's all the Xianzhou's fault. Well, I can overlook the terrible tea, but now that you're questioning my security, I can't let it slide. After all, I have a courier business to run, and with so many clients watching, that just wouldn't look too good now, would it? Instead of wasting your life learning useless swordplay, why not invest in our civilian mechs? You'll have your master kneeling and begging for mercy in no time.
Stop! Don't you dare insult Xianzhou swordplay like that! If you have the guts, I'll show your mechs what I can do.
Huh? A fight, you say? Now that you've thrown down the gauntlet, March 7th, I feel I'm obliged to accept your challenge. Say whatever you want, but once you've seen what our mechs can do, you'll be practically begging us for them.
Let's make a bet.
Oh, come on! How could I say no to a bet? So, I can see you're no master yet, March, but I'll play fair. You go back and learn swordplay from your teachers here, and in 15 days, I'll come find you and challenge you with my mechs.
Only 15 days? All right. Fine.
And if you lose, you'll have to bark like a dog in public and shout, "Xianzhou swordplay is a total joke!" You'll stand at the entrance of our room alley and say it to everyone passing by.
Oh boy, what a punishment.
Oh, and if that's the case, just forget about your master and become my apprentice instead. I'll teach you how to pilot a mech.
I mean, that sounds pretty fun too.
And if I win?
I'll become your apprentice?
Nah, I don't think so. I don't like you.
Okay, how about this? If I lose, I'll squeal like a pig in public and say, IPC mechs are a total joke! And I'll even print that on every mech on the transport ship. Deal?
Feels like this has happened before.
Squealing isn't enough. You also need to apologize to the owner of the Sleepless Earl and take back what you said about Xianzhou swordplay.
Fine, I get it. But you've got to actually beat me with that little scrap of metal first. You all heard it, right? We'll meet again in 15 days. Let's go.
What did we get ourselves into?
I'm still worried about the owner. Let's go check on her.
Ugh. Those IPC guys just want to pick on an easy target so they can promote their scrap metal. So typical.
The Xianzhou and IPC signed a trade agreement, so those IPC people won't dare to cause any trouble. But, I mean, a bet like this is quite unexpected.
I feel like the stakes are not especially high with those bets, but sure.
Are you okay?
Yes. Thank you all for your timely help. The shop facing a bit of flack from visitors is a minor issue, but Miss March's decisions to challenge him is serious. I feel responsible, as if the shop has inconvenienced you.
Don't worry. I can't stand by and watch someone be bullied. I have to stand up against injustice, no matter what.
Not only do you speak like a hero from an immersia, but you also have a kind heart. Your charisma has completely won me over, Miss March.
I'm not quite a hero. Yet.
Oh, I know you're here for the tea ceremony. Please, come inside.
Thanks for the invitation, but right now, I just want to focus on practicing swordplay. Masters, let's save the tea for later.
In before happy young Qing noises.
Sure, the tea can wait for now. However, I have a question, Miss March. How confident are you about the bet you just made?
I don't think March has given it any thought at all.
Come on, how could I possibly lose?
You're right. It seems she really hasn't considered anything. I don't see any issue with it. Let March give it a shot. As long as she trains diligently, I believe she can easily deal with that hunk of IPC scrap metal.
As long as she trains diligently.
I'm now filled with determination, Masters. I'll learn swordplay well and teach that guy a lesson. You're my most trusted friend. You'll be my assistant teacher and make sure I learn swordplay properly.
3 teachers and 1 apprentice. Do I get paid as an assistant teacher?
Hey, when have I ever treated you poorly? Masters, Miss Teaching Assistant, let's go back and start the training now.
You better pay me well.
I'm planning on quitting my job.
That IPC guy will show up in 15 days. I've gotta become a swordmaster by then.
Becoming a swordmaster in a mere 15 days is quite challenging.
Surely she can do it.
But we can't lose our momentum, Master Yun Li.
Momentum alone will only keep you going for about 3 days. If you really want to stick with it, you need a solid plan.
No worries. I've found my professional teaching assistant to help me organize the lessons, so there won't be any problems.
Can you be so sure about me? It's not like I'm a swordmaster.
Because I trust you. Even if my masters have doubts, they'll trust your judgment.
Miss March is really passionate about learning swordplay, and now she has a clear goal in mind. That's a good thing for her. There are many ways to defeat villains, but if you want to become a true hero, you have to focus on self-improvement. I hope you will always remember this, Miss March.
Got it. It's all etched into my memory.
Since you've got that in mind, it's time for me to set some targets for you.
Please, go ahead, Master Yun Li.
We'll have 3 exams during these 15 days. If you pass our tests, those pieces of IPC scrap won't stand a chance. But
that would mean Yun Li is a terrible teacher. And if that's the case, I hope you won't force yourself to take on the challenge, Miss March.
Hey, you are the terrible teacher here.
Please don't start fighting again.
I understand. In the Immersia, the disciple and the master share both honor and disgrace. If the apprentice fails, the master loses face too.
Well, there aren't that many customs on the Xianzhou. I'm just worried about you getting hurt.
But as long as you practice diligently and pass the tests, we'll feel confident about your duel. Now, let's go back to the first question I asked you. I'm sure you found a reason to wield your sword, right, Miss March?
To make scrap metal.
Absolutely! I wield my sword to become a hero. I want to fight for justice, punish the wicked, and make them quiver in fear and run away when they see me.
Then keep that fire burning, and learn with all your heart.
You haven't said much, Miss Teaching Assistant. Any suggestions before we officially start training?
Friends on the road bring twists of the fate.
Twists? Like the ones in those Swordmaster novels? But I wonder what kind of unexpected twists I'll encounter.
Those are choices. Bump into a lonely ghost.
It'd be pretty awesome if that actually happened. That's enough chit-chat for now. Don't forget to keep an eye on my swordplay practice.
Pass the first sword trial. Saga of Primaveral Blade. As the Swordmaster Assistant, Swordplay Assistant, you will be arranging March 7th swordplay sessions and help her with mastering sword moves to prepare her to defeat Scott in 15 days. Miss March, the key to mastering the sword lies in understanding various sword moves. Cut the fluff. Let March get hands-on and learn a few sword moves directly. Oh boy. Swordplay is the very essence of all sword moves and can unleash immense power in combat. Let's start by setting a tiny goal. Learn the sword move Cutting Cold. Cutting Cold. Learns the sword move Cutting Cold. Has a chance to be triggered at the start of the turn. Unleashes Sword Chi via Weeping Duskwind, dealing damage to a single enemy target. Mastering requirements not met. Need a lot more strength. Set this swordplay as your learning goal and you can check the required stats for mastering it here. You can boost your stats by setting up targeted training sessions. Practice exactly what you need to improve, like our strength. March 7th is a bit disgruntled, which will reduce the efficiency of the next training session. Okay, maybe give her something else to train. Or is it just because it's a full training session? Not because I'm putting the same thing a lot. Manga. You've only swung it 5 times, yet you look beat. March, hang in there. It's only 2D things. No. No. You're holding nothing at all. What was that just now? It's me, Wolf. You're lying. Guimai leads to Wulong. Wulong leads to Tongren. Tongren leads to Dayo. Keep muttering those words. Do you even know what they mean? Absolutely not! Training will consume mood. My mood isn't good, efficiency will also decrease. Balancing work and rest is crucial. Click here to schedule an excursion to restore mood. Swordplay sessions can take a lot of time. Click here to speed up the passage of time. March 7th, and you book a sightseeing Starskiff, journey through the streets of Starskiff Haven. Even if it's the Star Watcher Avenue in Starskiff Haven that you walk through every day, observing blah blah blah. Would you like me to take a picture for you? Remember to make me look cute. Somehow it's Misty as Izakaya, but with swords. Yeah, kinda. I also thought something similar as soon as we saw the daytime limit. So that anecdote, a day spent sword training is always full of interesting stories. Martial challenge has been sent to the Palace of Astrom's rear garden. March 7th's daily sword training has garnered the attention of the Lawfus Folk Swordsmanship Association, self-named. They will dispatch their prize student to challenge the rising martial star March 7th. The local association has no class at all. Yun Li gets March to make the utmost preparations. On the eve of the duel, March 7th decides...
What do you recommend?
Just get the boot up. No. To embark on a sword training montage. So you weren't really serious.
That's enough training for today. I need time to absorb everything.
Still can't get the thing. I mean, we could get other things, I guess. I mean, this is our goal, so we need to get that first anyways. Right?
Another step closer to star-crazing glass greatsword. If you keep upping the training, I'm gonna start skipping class.
So improving the training level. Training effects will also be improved. March progress is incredible. Already qualified to fully master cutting code. Of course, let me fully grasp it.
Another new move under my belt. I gotta find time to try it out.
The next goal is to build on this move and learn the next level of swordplay. Oh, I totally get it. It's my new learning goal. So now we need 500 strength and 100 tenacity. Nearing the war dance, my unfamiliar traveler appear. Many unfamiliar travelers appear at the Starskiff Haven. A disheveled, unkempt old man across March 7th. He observes the extraordinary physique and is persistent in his hawking of martial arts secret manuals. But the old man has a rule. Only one manual may be sold. At this moment, March 7th's choice is...
How should I go about this?
I mean, we need a lot of strength. Still. That's one sad name. I don't want to speed up the things we haven't seen yet.
Today, you'll face your first test. It's all about the basics.
Oh, I know! It's float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, right?
That's boxing? But close enough, I guess.
Grasping the basics is crucial to mastering swordplay, Miss March. Focus on wielding your sword properly, making your thrusts swift and strikes brisk.
And parries should be fluid and nimble. Got it!
See? Even March is getting bored of your rambling.
But I'm actually not bored at all.
Miss March is still a novice, so I'm giving her some tips on the basics to help her better understand them. Neglecting the basics will only make you vulnerable in a fight. Even for an extraordinary sword master like you, Yun-Li.
Just focus on your teaching. Why bring me into this?
What? Didn't General Huyan offer you any guidance?
Looks like your general hasn't told you to stop hopping around like a sparrow in a fight, huh?
Let's focus on the test, masters.
Miss March has been learning the basics of swordplay, and now it's time to put her knowledge to the test.
Unsheath your swords and show me what you've got, March.
According to the schedule, there's a test today, right? I'm ready.
The sword trial must be completed by March 7th alone. The entire battle will proceed automatically and no insistence from teammates is allowed. The higher March 7th sword art ascension ranks, the easier it will be to pass the trial. Successfully completing the trial will enhance her stats and restore her mood. Nascent Edge initiation versus Neophyte study. Oh, and if you had still some points left, you could put them into there.
Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less carbs, what? Yeah!
What a unique thing, a battle where I cannot help out.
White Tiger, less carbs, what? Oh, I get it!
Miss March, keep practicing and you'll become a true swordmaster. Outstanding. Oh, okay. We get stats from this. That's actually helpful.
Looks like I passed the test, right?
Yeah. Well done. You passed with flying colors.
Great! Hey, hurry up and congratulate me.
Congratulations!
I couldn't have done it without my masters and you, Miss Teaching Assistant. So if I were to take on that IPC guy now, what would you say are my chances?
You already have a martial arts background and plenty of real combat experience. With swordplay guidance from me and Yun-Li, if you were to challenge the IPC's security mechs now, I believe...
You wouldn't stand a chance.
Yun-Li's... right.
No chance? Hey, are you trying to crush my confidence? I'm the kind of girl who performs better when I'm showered with praise, just so you know.
Noted. Maybe you'd stand a chance if you used your bow.
Wait, are you saying my swordplay still isn't good enough?
I thought teaching March was just something of a hobby, but now, actually seeing her progress gives me a sense of accomplishment.
Oh, really? So now you finally acknowledge her talent, Master Yunli? Don't worry, Miss March. I've been serious about teaching you from the start.
Don't try to cause a rift between us. Every move and technique I taught March is straight from the Juming art of swordplay.
15 days of training is short, Miss March. Whether you pass or fail this test, I hope you'll continue with the basics, because that's your best shot at winning. After every test, the General would take me to the Artisanship Commission for sword maintenance. Let's go, Miss March. Today, I'll follow the General's example as a way of acknowledging your progress.
Thank you, Master Yanqing.
In a dark corner of the Luofu.
So, have you found any information about her?
Oh good, he's just information gathering.
Yeah, that girl is one of the nameless on the Astral Express. Oh, she's no pushover. Don't you think this bet's a bit too risky?
Yeah, it is. So what? Have you seen those big shots in the Strategic Investment Department? Do they ever make safe bets? She thinks she can fool me by flying under the radar? You there! Get me the most powerful mech we've got!
Understood. Checking the inventory now.
Now I'm curious to see what this 15-day crash course apprentice is really capable of.
Well, almost halfway to our strength goal. Don't stop, more footwork. Leave in your own lightweightness. But I just had milk tea! Master, help! Milk teas aren't heavy, but I drank one that was full of sugar. Yeah. Ha! Master, I've done it! Don't even try to fool me with the skewers you just bought.
Wonder what I'll run into today.
March is frustrated about how to improve her swordplay, but then encountered a familiar figure. Go to the escapade location. A ghost! Long time no see, Lee and Miss March 7th. Long time. Still busy busting ghosts recently? There are fewer Heliobus related jobs than before, though they've been replaced with other matters. It's been a while. What are you doing here? I'm taking a break at Starskiff Haven. Just watching the Starskiffs sail one by one. It's really relaxing. Being a 10 Lords Commission judge is pretty stressful too, I bet. 2. Have you run into something that's been weighing heavily on your mind, Miss March? I've started picking up Shianso swordplay, so there's been some academic stress and social stress. You elaborate on the matter of the upcoming duel. I think I get the gist of it. It's not easy trying to master a school's swordplay in such a short time. No wonder Miss March is stressed out. I know some evil warding swordplay, so if you need some help... Huh? You can't even hold your sword steady. Don't you think you are overestimating your skills? Sure, I can't hold it steady, but I'm better than you. You don't even have hands. Oh? A timid fry's got a sharp tongue. If you were in the Warden's ring and I possessed you, you'd have to try really hard to lose to that brat from the Sea of Divine Foresight. Master Yanqing is really powerful. You sure you aren't just blowing smoke, Mr. Tail? As long as I possess someone of extraordinary caliber and absorb that person's memories and emotions, I can master the exact same technique. Isn't that the fastest way to do it if you want to learn that red swordplay? No, I won't undo the seal. I guess your desire to help your friend is only worth this much, eh? Thank you both for looking out for me. Lee, I wonder what you think about this shortcut. Time is tight. It's a good idea to borrow a save file. Save file? When you put it this way, it does sound like asking to borrow a hardcore player's save file, but once Mr. Tail leaves, I'd still be left empty-handed. You also think it's a bad idea, right, Miss March? Bah! And here I was trying to be nice, even if you wanted it. I wouldn't help you now. Ah, Madame Hanya just sent over a zombie case. Looks like break time's over. We'll talk again, Miss March. Catch you later. After giving it some thought, I think there is something to be gleaned from Mr. Tail's suggestion. When I see Hua Hua again, I should ask for advice from both her and Mr. Tail. Hua Hua will provide 2 assist effects every day. Explain to me. During sword training, March 7th can receive assistance from companions, enhancing the efficiency of her training and excursions. Starting today, I too will help Miss March with her sword training. Please choose the assist effect. Foldable Ghost Baton increases strength training by 50%. Carbon Ceramic Hardguard increases tenacity training. Look, training or excursion activities that satisfy the assist effect will be highlighted.
Did I really just learn that? I guess I am pretty awesome after all. Jeez, I'm exhausted. I think today should be a rest day.
Oh, the order matters. Okay.
Let's do this!
Ho receives a spiritual report of Hawker's Hollow Ring and the Fixed Troll Garden. March 7 tags along to investigate. The area suddenly fogs up, and an unfamiliar market and stalls start to pop up, their shelves laden with various precious treasures. Translucent tourists jostle among the ghostly crowd. Could this be the ghost market of Fixed Troll Garden? Ho lightly tugs at March 7th, hinting for her to stay close. March 7 decides to.
What do you recommend?
Such an otherworldly taste. After improving the training level, training effects will also be improved. Use mode consumption by 200% and efficiency by 400% when training for the first. Increase the next training's efficiency after performing an excursion. Considering we almost need to start with an excursion.
Another step closer to star-crazing glass greatsword. I'll fight 10.
Shield fight 10.
I learned so much today. Well done, me. Wonder what I'll run into today.
March 7th gave up on letting the Heliobus absorb emotions in exchange for sword skills. Just then, Ho was leaving because of a certain zombie-related case. Ah, it's Lee and Miss March 7th too. Ho, why do you look so dazed? We found 2 zombies near Fixed-Roll Garden recently. Well, zombie might not be the right word. The victims had no Heliobus traces on them, nor obvious external injuries, but they kept repeating some strange behavior. How interesting. Miss March 7th, please don't patronize me. Must be a side effect from being... That could only mean that it's a cyber zombie. Not everything will suddenly make sense just because you tack the word cyber in front of it. Person's still alive, so it's not very nice to call them a zombie. Just like when you and Lee formed the ghost hunting squad. Let's analyze this together. Next up. Let's have resident expert Ho introduce the case. Okay, something might click if we put our brains together. The first victim is a war dance combat registrant. Their muscles were rigid when they were discovered. Their arms were stretched out in front of them, and they were muttering all sorts of exercise rhymes. The second victim is also a war dance combat registrant. He's a former Cloud Knight proficient at the spear. He was discovered practicing pole vaulting with his spear. The victims have something in common. They are both war dance contestants. It appears the culprit is explicitly choosing war dance contestants as their target. March 7th, you're a participant too. So, I'll be the next target then? You should give the analysis a rest first and let us finish talking. Besides the fact that they were participants, they also had a similar characteristic. They are both fools who went to Fixed-Roll Garden to poke around after reading the messages on the Lawfu Ghostly Grove. These victims believed that Fixed-Roll Garden's vengeful gloom would temper their skills, and decided to train here before their matches started, in some attempt to harness the worldly energies absorbed here. People still believe this mumbo-jumbo in this day and age. Finally, these two were shooed home by the Ten Lords Commission's Spiritfarer on duty, Uncle Dew. They started acting funny the following day. Mystery solved. Uncle Dew is the murderer. He's a member of our staff. I think I've seen some similar story in the Shienso in Mercia. Does this Uncle Dew have 2 disciples, and one of them got bitten by a zombie and the other got charmed by a female ghost? Our Uncle Dew has no disciples. Cut down your Mercia addiction and touch some grass. But since you want to join the war dance, you must be careful. Don't forget to contact me if anything happens. Good luck, Ho. Hope you can catch the culprit and close the case soon. Goodbye. It will all make cyber sense. Or maybe not. If that Heliobus targets war dance contenders on purpose, Lee, how about we try our luck at Fixed-Roll Garden when we got time? We might be able to help Ho. Midnight Paranormal Hunt is now available as an excursion. Cyber Compass. What rewards does that bring? Yay, starting from today, we can go on a midnight paranormal hunt together in Fixstone Garden. Midnight paranormal hunt not only restores our mood, but also increases strength and tenacity stats. How convenient. Also, I've been training dexterity when I should have been training tenacity. But that's my own fault. Surely we are gonna need dexterity eventually, and tenacity has still managed to reach the halfway point anyways. You and March 7 walk along the rugged path of Fixstone Garden, but faint singing seems to drift into your ears. March 7 couldn't help but shiver, quickened the pace, yet the mournful singing persisted, haunting your every step. In a panic, you aimlessly and hurriedly stumbled upon a spiritfarer. Drats, that was the music player on my phone. What do you usually listen to? Hey! An ancient painting suddenly appeared at Fixstone Garden's long corridor. The painted screen seems to be beckoning travelers into the painting. The observant Huo reads the inscription. 10 years in a painting, 1 day out of it. That probably means time flows differently inside and outside the painting. For 5 years of sword training in the painting, only half a day would go by outside of it. The person in the painting says, March 7 thinks about it.
How should I go about this?
I'll tie a rope around myself and enter the painting to explore.
Huh?
Will the rope really work? Come on! Come on! The gong goes around. Never heard of this?
I learned so much today. Well done, me.
Okay. Tenacity is almost there.
Time for your second test. I'll be your examiner this time, and I'll be testing your ability to defeat enemies with unconventional moves. Grandpa always said that everything can be a sword, and that there are endless possibilities for learning swordplay in this vast world. If you want to defeat your opponent, you'll need your own secret move.
Even a baseball bat can be a sword. You just want it to be.
Speaking of secret moves, I've prepared some flaming potent tea.
Huh? Is that the flaming potent tea from Arumali?
You got it! I saw this immersion where the hero drank the flaming potent tea and started stumbling and shaking all over the place. But then he managed to defeat his father's murderer with his drunken swordplay.
Oh, I thought you would just spew the tea over your enemies, burning them.
Good example. Do you know how to do the drunken swordplay?
No. I figured I could just learn it by drinking flaming potent tea.
That's not how it works in real life, Miss March.
Do you have any other tricks up your sleeve?
Absolutely. I've learned a lot from my adventures.
I've heard you've traveled a lot, Miss March. I'm excited to see how you incorporate your experiences into your swordplay moves.
Could combine it with a bow.
Your opponent this time is similar to the IPC mechs. Unsheath your swords and give it everything you've got.
According to the schedule, there's a test today, right? I'm ready.
August, Elevation, Initiation, Iron Fisted, or Romaton Gatekeep. more health.
Another new move under my belt. I gotta find time to try it out.
You can try it out right now.
Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less cards, what's this? Yeah! Awesome! Azure Dragon, White Tiger, less cards, what's this?
Well done, Match. Match, your sword is also cheering for you. And we have enough tenacity.
Phew, that was tough.
Those moves were pretty unconventional, but the way you've blended them into your swordplay was impressive. It's like you've developed your own unique style, Miss March. So, I thought you were just wasting your time traveling around with Yun Li's encouragement, but it seems like it's paid off.
Well, well. Looks like someone's finally seeing sense.
Thank you both for your guidance. So, did I pass the test?
Without a doubt. You aced it.
Awesome! Hey, Miss Teaching Assistant. Isn't it about time you showered me with praise?
I'll save the praise for when you pass the next test.
No saving allowed. Let's keep it relevant. This time's for now, next time's for later. No IOUs on praise.
You're amazing, Match. You learned your own secret move.
I won't be modest this time. My skills have improved by leaps and bounds.
You are never modest.
General Jing Yuan once told me that everyone has the potential to be my master. Not just Cloud Knight instructors, but also artists and outsiders. Actually, I was once convinced by Guinaifen into swallowing a sword. That's definitely not something you learn from regular practice.
So, what do you think your odds are, March?
Maybe around 30 or 40%?
She is being humble. Will you be ready for the final showdown?
Hope for the best and prepare for the worst.
Is that another line from an Immersia?
Yep. You're sharp.
From the test, I can tell that you still need some time to master your swordplay. But you did pretty well. Milk tea is on me today.
Yeah!
Meanwhile...
The progress report on the Nameless Girl's sword training is complete. What should I do now, Specialist Scott?
Huh? Are you being sarcastic or something?
I mean, don't I have other important tasks to do? It feels like a bit of a waste of time to keep tabs on some random girl's swordplay training.
I mean, you guys are stuck here and unable to do your usual work, so do your new work.
A waste of time? No! This is about safeguarding the reputation of the IPC and the honor of the Ember Lord. Are you saying that March 7th can actually take down an Arumaton from the Artisanship Commission with a sword? Come on, an Arumaton is no match for our state-of-the-art mechs. Go and strengthen our mechs even further. I refuse to believe that little sliver of metal can actually challenge our cutting-edge technology.
But the armor's already pretty thick.
No, it's not enough. Reinforce it more. If I lose face, it's like losing face for the IPC and the Ember Lord. Can we afford to let that happen?
At the end of this, you're just gonna put a block of metal on the floor that won't even be able to move.
Understood.
Pass the final sword trial. Maelstrom Clouds increases damage dealt by sword chief or cutting cold.
Did I really just learn that? I guess I am pretty awesome after all.
Dogs upon dogs. March 7th has been invited by several Spiritfarers to play a spirit summoning game. In the eyes of Ten Lords Commission staff, spirit summoning is nothing but a game of superstition that tests the tenacity of the physical. But after March 7th asks how she can improve her sword skills, the Spiritfarers shyly begin to nudge Planchette ever so slightly. March decides to obtain the answer that she wants.
What do you recommend?
The strength to move mountains. I'm stronger than you.
That's enough training for today. I need time to absorb everything.
Getting close to that 500.
Wonder what I'll run into today.
I'm beginning to wonder if those 4 choices we had and us going for the ghostly choice means we're getting all these things. To help Hua resolve the zombie case, you and March too fast. Whoa, this is amazing. Got a spiritual light gushing out of your crown. You have the physique of a martial prodigy at such a young age. You are a martial genius, who only appears once in a century. You should stop lavishing your praises on March 7th. She might actually believe you. What do you mean, huh? I'm a born martial genius. As long as you let me attach to you, your core meridians will be instantly activated, allowing you to attain a century's worth of effort in no time. Victory at the Wardens will be a cakewalk. Trying to appeal to my competitive spirit. No can do. Stop cowering in the shadows and show yourself. Fine, you got me. Honestly though, I'm a master of all the martial arts across all schools. Just let me touch your head, and I'll be able to impart all my skills to you in the blink of an eye. At what price? I don't suppose it's becoming a zombie and sputtering gibberish, is it? Forget it, I'm not learning any of that. You don't want to? I'm afraid that's not up to you. I give my lessons free of charge. You have no choice but to learn them. All March 7 can see before her is darkness. Countless martial arts of myriad unarmed styles are surging into her mind. Unfortunately though, not a single move is related to swordplay. Ah! Fear not, Miss March, here I come. I was almost too late. Thank goodness you are here. Has that overly enthusiastic Heliobus been subdued? Yes, I've subdued that vagrant Heliobus in the Lunar Umbra Guard. I suddenly can't move my arms and legs. I'll apply a talisman on you, and then you need to have a good rest. think I've gotten to the bottom of this zombie mystery. This Heliobus preyed on the competitive will of contenders to channel all its martial mantras into their minds. How to raise your arms and legs, how to move your body. Infinite information surging into your mind non-stop. Pity we are not like Heliobi. Such a massive magnitude of information will only overload our minds and render us immobile. Path of learning isn't a one-way street. I've personally learned that painful lesson. What happens was not learning at all. It was nothing more than a sheer mind shock. Now that you've recovered, I should be getting back to seal this Heliobus. We'll meet again. Goodbye, Huahua. I was thinking about spending some time with Huahua today. She's got stuff to do. Let's chat again next time. It's draining being possessed by a Heliobus, Lee. Let's go grab something tasty to eat. Huahua's assistance effects have been enhanced. Could just do that and get a lot of stats that way, but like overall, it's more stats than just doing a strength training. But who knows if we're gonna need that much tenacity. Oh, but we don't have enough Sword Art Ascension.
All swords and no play makes March a dull girl, you know.
Beep tweet. Boop woof. Clink clank. More singing. March and Huahua ran into a pompous Heliobus at Foxham Doom. Was once brought to justice for slaying countless people, the Heliobus appears to be reminiscing on its netherworld memories. If both of you can retrieve the treasured sword forged by my friend 6 centuries ago, I would be willing to lend my aid. With such an epic swordmaster aiding one's cause, surely no opponent would be left alive.
How should I go about this? Okay.
Raise an intent of a crane. Might and form of a tiger. Tiger crane dual fist.
to today?
March 7th was possessed and paralyzed by a Heliobus that liked to teach people. Thankfully, Hua arrived to save her. The Ten Lords Commission has sealed away that Heliobus, who's always eager to act as a tutor. It won't be harming anyone anymore. The war dance participants who fell to its antics are also slowly recovering their senses. It's all thanks to you and Lee that this mini Helobi war has been quelled. Thanks to you too, Hua. No wonder you were a Ten Lords Commission judge. You had something you wished to say last night. It's about when Mr. Tail said that the memories of swordplay practice could be channeled into me. I have to admit that I was the teeniest bit tempted, just a tiny bit. My idea's pretty decent, eh? I wanted to have Mr. Tail help me out then, to at least learn a move or two, but I was too embarrassed to admit it. Luckily, Hua was too busy to let you have your way. You can rephrase that to March 7th's willpower far surpassed ordinary people. If I hadn't run into that Heliobus, I wouldn't have understood the sheer distance between my knowledge and mastery of swordplay. That's not a shortcut to learning swordplay at all. I very much agree with March 7th on this. I have heard of a much milder and safer method than the Garden's messengers have that can shove no existent swordplay memories into your mind. In that case, would you still refuse? Might still have to decline. I think I have to put my own thought into it and experience it myself to eventually turn Master Yang Qing's sword and Master Yun Li's sword into March 7th's sword. You make a good pointer, girlie. If my journey was nothing more than a copy and paste process, I'd never be able to surpass the two masters. Sounds like you've had quite the epiphany. For me to be waxing philosophical pearls of wisdom, that should mean I've obtained new heights with my swordplay, am I right? Shouting passages from a self-help book makes you all enlightened now. If you really think you are all that, you should be training even harder on your swordplay. I've got a block of free time after attending to this matter. Miss March, if you need help taking on Scott, come see me anytime. Mr. Tail and I will definitely help you out. Sure, thanks Hua and Mr. Tail. Hua is now guaranteed to provide rare assistance effects. Still don't have enough Sword Art Ascension. And this will take away more. No, this one will take me way more. This one not.
Did I really just learn that? I guess I am pretty awesome after all. All swords and no play makes March a dull girl, you know. Let's do this!
And she fell asleep.
I learned so much today. Well done, me.
Before we start the test, there's something I need to tell you, Miss March. I've received a challenge letter from Scott. He's made thorough preparations, contacting the Realm Keeping Commission, and getting approval for a martial arts exchange event. He even chose Arumali as the venue. Seems like he has some connections there. However, according to the rules, the person receiving the challenge letter has the right to decline the challenge.
Declining would be like admitting defeat. Of course I'll accept it.
But before that, you need to pass the final test, the graduation exam.
You're graduating already, March?
I'm surprised too.
Well, it's not really graduation. It's just that the opponent for this exam is your master, Yanqing.
When General Jing Yuan was teaching me swordplay, he used to personally spar with me during crucial moments to assess my skills.
After all, the master should be the one who is most aware of their students' strengths and weaknesses.
But, Master Yanqing, facing you in a duel, do I really stand a chance?
How will we ever find out if you don't even try? Are you only scared because I'm your opponent, Miss March?
Unsheath your swords and get ready, Miss March. The duel starts now!
The final test. I'm a little nervous. Oh, come on, March 7th. You got this!
I'm a bit worried that I don't have this skill. Sword move Molten Lapis has a chance to be triggered at the start of the turn. Unleashes powerful sword pressure via Miasmic Conflagration, dealing damage to a single enemy target. I could be learning that.
Another step closer to star-crazing Glass Greatsword.
Oh, and by learning another skill, that's how you get Sword Art Ascension. Never mind, this was necessary. This was the correct move. Well, we barely have the tenacity goal for the next one. Good luck, March. We're gonna need it.
Azure Dragon, White Tiger, eating less carbs. Watch this!
Come get me!
Now, Auto March, can you deal with 4 swords? I guess you can.
That's how a true master does it. Azure Dragon, White Tiger, eating less carbs. Watch this!
You're all in on it. Punish evil. I'm just warming up.
Better not underestimate me. Azure Dragon, White Tiger, eating less carbs. Watch this!
Oshi has also a self-heal. I think I don't need to be worried.
Cut through the ranks.
Yep. Master Yangqing, you go easy on me. Haha.
Not bad. You've made it this far, Miss March. You've passed the exam.
Lone wolf.
Oh!
The test's all over. The real trial is just about to begin.
I get your point, but this isn't the time for deflections. Quickly, say something nice about me.
Congrats, you're now officially a member of the Bested Yangqing Club.
Actually, I didn't defeat Master Yanqing.
No, you did.
With your swordplay skills, you can effortlessly take down IPC mechs, March.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident too.
But looking back, haven't you learned something more important than just swordplay?
Yeah, I've not only learned swordplay from masters, but I've also met a bunch of people and gained a lot of insights from my experiences.
Those experiences will nourish your sword skills. It's just like Master Yunli said. Everything can be a sword. And there are endless possibilities for learning swordplay in the vast world.
That actually makes sense. Now, I'd love to hear your suggestions on how to defeat Scott.
Defeat him fair and square. But it's interesting that you give me a choice.
Yeah, I'll show Scott the power of the Xianzhou swordplay that he despises.
I remember Yanqing once said, there are many ways to defeat villains. But if you want to become a true hero, you have to focus on self-improvement. Do you feel any closer to becoming the great hero you've always dreamed of?
Oh, yes, absolutely. The great hero within me is definitely up to the task.
Go to the Aurum Alley and engage in the promised duel. I hear that you have already made sufficient battle preparation. May the blade split and sever, and may victory find you. Okay, cannot train no more, I see.
Well, well, if it isn't our hero, March 7th.
I'm not hiding or backing down. You challenged me, and I'm here to accept it. But I'm curious, why pick Aurum Alley of all places? It's packed with tourists around, and it'd be bad if someone got hurt.
Why Aurum Alley? Well, your buddy knows the answer to that.
Want to be beaten in the same place again, don't you? Well, this is the place you lost a bet and barked like a dog after all.
I can't deny it. That fateful day left a mark on me. That's why I chose this place. I want to show all those people who laughed at me that I can stand on my own 2 feet again.
And bark like a dog again.
They'll be like, what? That Scott is back again? What's he got up to this time? They'll see that I, Scott, who was once shamed in front of everyone, is back in Aurum Alley to restore his honor.
To get shamed again.
They'll see that it won't be me squealing like a pig today, but you!
Are you even seeking revenge on the right person?
Right person? No. I want to enact revenge on the entirety of Aurum Alley.
But then, wait, where does bullying the owner of the Sleepless Earl fit in with all of this?
Ah! Shut up! Look, I have my principles. I refuse to spend my life haunted by what happened in Aurum Alley. Do you think I'm just some sort of IPC small fry?
Yes.
I've been patient for so long, just waiting for the right moment. I don't care about proving my greatness. It's about showing everyone in Aurum Alley that I will reclaim what was taken from me!
You should reclaim your dignity in a more respectable way.
Instead of resorting to such despicable methods.
I've been keeping an eye on you. Seriously, do you really believe that you, a rookie who's only been learning swordplay for 15 days, can defeat my invincible mechs? Dream on! Enough with the talk. Let's get down to business, boys.
Huh. Once you bite the dust, you'll know what I'm capable of.
So, how well does this go? Much team building.
Not very sportsmanlike.
We are talking about mechs, you know? Why did you bring friends?
Azure Dragon, White Tiger, eating less carbs. What's this? Better not underestimate me.
You can't do more damage than that before I start healing again. Then I don't see him winning anything. Oops, just one guy.
Azure Dragon, White Tiger, eating less carbs. What's this?
Oh, more of you. Less of you. Is this even any different from the previous one? I don't think so.
Azure Dragon, White Tiger, eating less carbs. What's this? I get it now.
Ah! You pathetic losers! How did you all lose to that rookie?
Hey, stop blaming others. Didn't you lose to me too?
So, does that mean I have to? No way! This can't be happening! How could a tiny piece of scrap metal defeat the IPC's mechs? You guys must have cheated! This doesn't count! I demand a rematch!
All thanks to eating less carbs. Possibly even less crabs.
Victory is never the weapon. It's the person wielding it.
But let's not forget about our bet. Everyone in Oromeli is watching.
Yeah, let's not forget our bet.
Enough! Fine. I've done this before anyway. I apologize. I want to apologize to the owner of the Sleepless Earl. It's my fault for causing trouble and making a scene on purpose.
What about the squealing like a pig, Pat?
Yeah, don't forget the squealing.
Make him squeal! Make him squeal!
Public shaming! Public shaming!
Hold on a sec. I want to get this on video.
It's happening all over again. All right, but before I squeal like a pig, there's something else I want to say. IPC mechs are a total joke. Oink! Oink, oink. Oink. Oink, oink. Oink.
I feel a little bad about it. Only a little. I'm asking what kind of sword this is. A sword that wins is a good sword for me. End training. Complete endings. Way of Primaveral Blade, Sword Spa. March 7th is squaring up to a sword fight using the martial arts she learned. There's 5 different endings.
Someone stopped me on the road earlier. They said I was a 1 in a million super talented martial arts genius.
Sword Art Escapade. March 7th can complete the story through various Sword Art Escapades, different Shianso escapades, companion assists, Sword Art anecdotes, and even different ways to ultimately finish the story. Each time the story is completed through a Sword Art Escapade, March 7th will gain Trialed Insight, which will enhance her stats when she starts a new round of training. After completing the story through Sword Art Escapade, the final rewind feature for that specific escapade will be unlocked, allowing you to quickly explore different story endings. Alright, if different people were to practice swordplay with you, different stories will unfold, right? Was just wondering if there's a chance to have adventurers with other buddies. Click here to rewind to a time just before the final battle and try out different endings. Yeah, let's get Huahua's ending. And then I guess leave the others for another time. After rewinding, you will return to the moment right after the final trial.
Not bad. You've made it this far, Miss March.
Oh! Ha! I told you compliments make me better.
With your swordplay skills, you can...
Yeah, I'm pretty
But looking back...
Yeah, I've not only learned swordplay from...
Those experiences will nourish your sword skills. It's just like Master Yunli said.
That, actually... Now, I'd love to hear your suggestions on how to defeat Scott.
Maybe there's another method we could use.
Let's do it! I already have an idea!
I remember Yanqing once said, there are many ways to defeat villains. But if you want to become a true hero, you have to focus on self-improvement. Do you feel any closer to becoming the great hero you've always dreamed of?
Ah, yes, absolutely! The great hero within me is definitely up to the task.
Layer of Evil Plate. Cleanse. Talk to Hua Hua.
You two, we heard that Scott sent you a challenge, so we were wondering if there's anything we can do to help you defeat him.
Thanks, Wawa. You've already been a huge help by teaching me how to use the exercising tools. Even though I've only been learning swordplay for a short time, I'm confident I can take down the IPC mechs.
Don't mention it. It's actually me who should be thanking you, March.
But seriously, didn't she kick Scott's butt already? So why is she back again? Don't humans ever learn from their mistakes?
No, Mr. Tail. There's a saying, revenge is a dish best served cold. But Scott hardly has any patience. He couldn't resist the temptation to get back at us. Still, if that's how I beat him, it'd be a little less satisfying.
So what would be your ideal way of teaching him a lesson?
Actually, I have no idea.
I get it. Some people never learn, no matter how many times you knock them down. They'll never admit defeat or learn anything.
So, how do we get him to admit defeat?
You have any ideas, Mr. Tail?
Listen, kid, I'm not trying to rag on you, but you're always playing into Scott's hands with your approach. He set up these rules for a fight between his mechs and your sword, and you agreed. Then he laid out what to do if you win or lose, and you agreed again. It's basically just another one of Scott's organized sports events, and it's not even fun if you win.
It was decently fun. Rules are made to be broken.
Hey, cut it out, kid. Just leave the cool catchphrases to me. I'm a heliobus, and I've got a few tricks up my sleeve. Just remove my seal.
You planning to possess Scott?
Just possessing him won't be enough. I'm gonna get inside his head. Oh, just wait and see. I'll make Scott change his mind and admit defeat wholeheartedly. What do you say?
Oh, you're awesome, Mr. Tail.
I'll leave it to you then, Mr. Tail.
Well, if it isn't our hero, March 7th.
I'm not hiding or backing down. You challenged me, and I'm here to accept it.
We're here to fight. What's wrong with you people? Sending me a threatening letter? Who are you trying to scare?
A threatening letter? What are you even talking about?
Oh, stop playing dumb. Didn't you slip this into my pocket?
Mr. Scott, a great sinner of arrogance and insolence. You have inflicted your twisted lust for power upon that innocent shop owner and insulted the extraordinary art of Xianzhou swordplay. We have decided to make you confess all your crimes in person. The time for change is now. Your twisted desires will be stripped away by us.
The writing is terrible. I wouldn't have understood it if you hadn't just read it to me.
What the heck did you just say?
Hey, who said that?
No one said anything. You must have imagined it.
Well, enough for chit-chat. March 7th, I'm going to make you bark. I didn't even see her draw her sword. Time seemed to freeze, and all I saw was a flash of green fire. In an instant, I remembered staring out at the sea as a child, glimpsing a faint green light through the thick fog, which turned out to be the home of that girl, Rakshmi. Seriously, who lights a green lantern in their house? Those guys must be nuts. Ah, why am I suddenly remembering these things? Is my life flashing before my eyes? Am I dead?
Looks like this is Scott's mind. I'd better find where his most twisted desires are lurking.
We got to play as Tail.
Scott, get your butt over here.
Oh, this guy looks just like his old man. Humans spend decades trying to heal their childhood traumas, and Scott might be no different.
What's with all the yelling on the weekend, Dad? We're sleeping.
Sleeping? How many times do I have to tell you? Do credits sleep? Does the free market sleep? Does the invisible hand sleep? Forget it, we'll discuss this later. Pafana's parents came by earlier. They heard about Pafana breaking his leg while playing Skydart, and they found out that you carried him to the hospital. So they decided to visit the father of their son's best friend.
Yeah, he already has glasses. I'm just wanting to see if it's the same glasses.
So, Scott was kind-hearted as a kid.
You idiot! Aren't you and Pafana competing for the captain position on the Skydart team? Why are you befriending your own rival? And you even carried him to the hospital? You're such a caring guy, aren't you? Lyndon Scott, how many times have I told you that our Scott family crest is the Lone Wolf? And our family motto is no enemies, no friends, only prey. Would you carry your prey to the hospital?
Well, little Scott was pretty unfortunate to be born into such a family.
But, Dad, I broke his leg on purpose. If I hadn't taken him to the hospital, others would have suspected me.
Never mind.
Wait, what?
Ah, so that's how it is. Oh, gee. I'm so sorry, Scott. I shouldn't have scolded you. Oh, I apologize.
It's okay, Dad, because you're the best.
I guess the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. It seems his most twisted desires aren't here.
Oh no, we don't get to see the tiny one from the front. Should have looked at him before talking to him.
Scott Sr., you're suspected of accepting a huge bribe. Now come with us.
Ah, the old guy got caught!
I knew this day would eventually come. I only have one question, Captain. Who sold me out?
Your son, surely.
An internal tip-off. We're not allowed to disclose any details.
An internal tip-off? Most of those involved have neither the motive nor the evidence. Who could it be?
It was me, Dad. I turned you in.
You? Scott? You're the one who turned me in?
I'm so proud of you, son.
Oh, man! This guy is heartless! The old guy looks like he's about to cry!
Yeah, I know.
I'm so proud of you.
This family is messed up.
Proud?
Dad.
Use me as a stepping stone to reach greater heights. Lyndon Scott, you are the pride of the Scott family. A true lone wolf. And your dad is so proud of you.
I'll do as you've taught me, Father.
Jeez, this guy is simply hopeless. His most twisted desires aren't here at all.
Hey, Scott. My best buddy. I'm getting transferred to the Tartarian. Let's grab a drink after work.
This guy actually has friends? Maybe I can find something here that'll make him change his ways.
The Tartarian? That's the frontier fortification vessel, isn't it? You haven't slipped up at work lately, have you?
Ha ha ha! So it was you who meddled and got me transferred, right? No one else on our team has the skill to pull something like this off.
Come on! Why am I not surprised at all?
It couldn't be helped. Your position was so desirable, I had to make a move.
It's not just about the position, is it? There's also Rakshmi. No one will ever compete with you for her again.
Rakshmi? Glimpsing a faint green light through the thick fog. Could it be that Rakshmi is the love of Scott's life?
Please, promise me that you'll treat her well.
Of course, Ashavat. Go to the Tartarian without worries. I'll take care of her while you're away.
Seems like his most twisted desires are not here either.
How long have we known each other, Scott?
Around 7 or 8 years? Why?
We've been working together for so long, and I just realized our hometowns are so close to each other. Talk about a coincidence.
Yeah, we never get a chance to talk about this stuff at the office.
Oh, I didn't realize Scott was actually a scumbag with a pure heart.
All these years, there's something I've been keeping to myself. Too afraid to tell you.
You like me, don't you?
I hate you.
Why are you being so blunt?
Oh, well done, Scott. I like your straightforward style.
Yeah. I want to be your girlfriend, Scott.
Gotcha, Scott. Ooh, I found your weakness.
Gotcha! Gotcha off guard!
Wait, what?
I recorded everything! You know office romances are strictly forbidden in our department. Once I make this recording public, you'll never be able to compete with me for the specialist position.
Oh boy, Scott, there's really no helping you, is there?
What the?
Well... Alright. That's exactly what I love about you, Scott.
Okay, you are also messed up.
What the heck?
I'll step aside for you. But when the day comes that I surpass you in the same manner, I hope you'll acknowledge my intentions.
Thanks, but no thanks. I'm a lone wolf, remember?
Oh, he's such a jerk! Is that a wolf? Wait. No, that must be Scott himself.
The lone wolf.
The crown behind him must be his most twisted desire. Oh, finally, I found the depths of your hopeless soul. I'll strip away your twisted desires.
Who are you? This is my place. How did you get in here?
I can come and go as I please. Do I need your permission? Let me tell you something. In your quest to reach the top, you've trampled over everything that's decent.
It's all about success. I'm the pride of the Scott family, a certified lone wolf. I'll do whatever it takes to reach the pinnacle of life.
I think it's a missed opportunity to have the wolf have the sunglasses.
But are you truly happy? You've sacrificed your family, your friends, and your love. All for those meaningless credits. Ask yourself, are you truly happy?
Am I happy? Am I truly happy? Oh, I'm so happy! I'm ecstatic! You couldn't even begin to imagine how happy I am! Sacrificing my emotions? Ha! What a joke! What good do my emotions do me? Can they turn into a delicious meal or a glass of wine? Can they pilot a starship? Or buy me a mansion? So, answer me this. Do you think anyone would pay credits for my emotions? No way! But I can trade my credits for emotions. With enough credits, I can make anyone my friend.
This man is truly hopeless. Maybe I need to try a different approach this time.
But I'm not about to spend my hard-earned credits on something as pointless as emotions. I'm a lone wolf. A lone wolf from the Scott family. With no enemies or friends. Only prey!
Bring it on, Scott the Lone Wolf. I'll show you what I'm made of.
The dead will return!
Oh, it's an actual battle, not a March-only battle.
It's time.
I'll still let them do it themselves.
All will be swept away by the wind.
Dreams do come true. Let's improvise. Let the show begin. Dreams do come true.
Abu to you too.
The dead will return! That which is seized must be repaid.
Do you admit this crime?
Lyndon, Lone Wolf Scott. A guardian incarnation manifested before Scott's twisted desires, bearing the house motto of no enemies, no allies, only prey.
All will be swept away by the wind.
Let's improvise. Let the show begin.
Specialist Scott! Specialist Scott! What's the matter?
Oh.
Specialist Scott, March 7th swung her sword, and something green entered your body. Then you froze and started muttering something. Are you okay?
Hey! March 7th! What did you do to Specialist Scott?
Me? I didn't do anything. Seriously. Mr. Tail, what did you do to Scott?
Didn't possess him, did you?
Come on, what are you thinking? I just stripped away his most twisted desire. Watch what's about to happen.
Oh, Scott seems weird. Did you really make him change his ways, Mr. Tail?
Well, this is my first time doing something like this, so I'm not sure how things will turn out.
You've managed to make a guy like him turn over a new leaf. You're amazing, Mr. Tail.
I'm even more amazing than you think. Look, it's kicking in now.
Specialist Scott, what's wrong with you?
He's one of the Borison, disguised as a human.
Specialist Scott, snap out of it!
What have you done to him, Mr. Tail?
I removed his twisted desires, and now he's genuinely trying to become a lone wolf.
Good thing you are on our side.
Yeah, you'd ought to remember it's best not to make an enemy out of Huahua.
Ah, don't bite me, Specialist Scott!
He's better at acting as a wolf than he was acting as a pig, though.
Run for your life! Specialist Scott has gone insane!
Aw, I thought Mr. Tail would possess me and teach me some super cool heliobus swordplay.
Yeah, that's what I expected as well.
Nah, I told you I'm not really one for violence.
Huahua and Tail used the Shianso's Heart Snatcher technique. In way of Primeval Blade Cleanse. 3 remain.
I kinda want a milk tea. Let's go get one after training.
Oh, Eidolons for her new form. Yeah, that's good. But yeah, good. More of this next time, and also, more importantly, a new companion mission for Yundi.
You say you like me,
But for today, that's all. We got Lone Wolf, win 10 battles with only 1 character on the team. This is a nice coincidence with the name, I guess. Considering we got that from March having to do things by herself. Because certainly I don't think I ever put just 1 character on the team before. Shackles shattered, and now the most dangerous prisoner has broken free. Time to hunt. The game between the hunter and the hunted is yet to come. Avian Vision. Use the side crane to open the hidden underground passage. Awu! See you next time. Where we shame Scott in different ways. Because he clearly deserves it. Bye bye.